Hello, let's practice what we have so far. Say every word after me. Conversation française. Salut. Mademoiselle. Bonjour. Monsieur. Comment allez-vous? Je vais bien. Merci. Et vous? Moi? Je vais très bien. S'il vous plaît, comment vous appelez-vous? Je m'appelle Marie. Et vous? Je m'appelle Pierre. All right, I had an interesting thing develop. I have various people watching this, and one of my very dear friends commented. She's German. She commented that she didn't. I don't think she thinks I'm getting that French R quite right. It's not the same as a CH in German. Bonjour, bonjour, and she's probably right. I'm doing the best I can, and I'll have more to say about that in a little bit. Remember, I am not a French teacher, and I am not really fluent in French. I can speak it if I have to, but I'm not really good. But I want my students to listen closely and to try to pronounce it as well as I can lead them. And one of the things I wanted to point out is the danger for an English speaker is that when they see something like this, they might say, and sometimes I'll tell the students, all right, let's say it completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. And this would come out, comment allez-vous. Comment allez-vous. That's what an English speaker would say. And in the case of bonjour, let's say that's completely wrong. Bonjour. And, it's not even close to French. Every time I talk about that or think about that, I think about a quote from Mark Twain, and I don't know it exactly, but he was so funny. He's an American writer. I'll say more about him later, but I think he one time said that the French, he said, they don't understand their own language, even when you shout it in their face. Well, of course they're not going to understand their own language if you say comment allez-vous, bonjour. They're not going to, well, they might, but anyway, I'm doing the best I can. All right, there'll probably be 3 videos today. You're going to have to write down, as you should anyway, you should be taking notes. You're going to have to write this conversation down because eventually I won't have it up here. But let's harvest words. Moi, this is a pronoun, and you should add moi. That means me. Moi. Now it's moi. It's when it's the object of a preposition. M-O-I. Moi. So we took care of that one. This we have. Très is new. This is an adverb. Très. And it means very. You should be adding these. Bien we have. S'il is a conjunction. Si. And that means if. Il is a pronoun. It means he. In this case, it would be better to translate into English as it, but you can't. I'll say more about it later. If, he, you, please. This is a verb. Let me hold the verbs for later. I'll hold that one for later. Comment vous appelez-vous? Well, there's another verb. I'll hold that one for later. And she answers, je m'appelle. Well, me, it means me as well. Me. And you might say, well, wait a minute. I thought moi meant me. Well, me is the reflexive pronoun. I maintain that it really helps if you know your grammar. That's why back in November and December I spent so much time on grammar. I myself call Marie, vous, Je m'appelle Pierre. Okay, the rest of that stuff is there. These verbs, let's see, what do we have? Plaire. All right, so under verbs, we've got the verb plaire. That's an R, plaire. And it means to please. Okay, now, in Spanish, I asked you to look for that R as an indicator of the infinitive. So we don't actually have plaire. What we've got is il plaît. It pleases. And I'm not going to give the entire conjugation because that's the only way it'll show up. Plaire. Now I thought of something else that I should have said. There's a reason why French is not pronounced the way it is spelled. It's similar to what happened in English. Once it was pronounced that way, long ago, but the language has drifted. So when it was decided how are they going to write monsieur, it was probably pronounced monsieur. But it has drifted away. So there is a reason. Now why that didn't happen with Spanish so much, I don't really know. But in English and French, the spelling of it is very much older than the way it's said. All right, appeler. There's your other verb. Appeler. I think there's only one L, and it means to call. And it has appeared two ways. J'appelle, I call. That would be I call, and vous appelez, he's asked, comment vous appelez, how you call, vous appelez, and notice that, now see, I think there's only one L there, and notice that the two run together. Vous appelez, that means you call. There was maybe something else I was going to say here, but I think we're going to have 3 videos today. So come back shortly.